everyone in Business 153. I'm sorry in advance for this video quality. I am taking this video on my laptop instead of my phone this time since my phone's being a little weird. But anyways, so this week is chapter 8, and for this assignment, we got where there is a senior human resource executive of a firm that has succeeded in increasing the diversity in its workforce. However, unfortunately, they had some financial setbacks and they have to lay off 300 employees for a period of 6 months. So, some questions about this is, for the first questions, what are some of the ethical issues in this situation? So, pretty much there's a couple of ethical issues. For example, like if you go and lay off some women may turn that into like a gender issue, or if you lay off someone of a different race, they can make it a race issue, or even age. You can lay off someone with that's older or younger, and they can make it an age issue. Really, it's up to the person that you lay off and how they react to it. And I think it's very important for a human resource person to actually sit down and think about who they're going to lay off and like what strategy they're going to use or like system they're going to use. So yeah. And then the second question is, what are the basic arguments for and against the different criteria in selecting employees to be laid off? So pretty much if you go by seniority, you can run into an argument with if they're going to be older or younger, or how long they've been there, but they're not the best worker. Do you keep them there, or do you go by performance where even if they're older, you keep them there, or if they're younger, you keep them there because they are a good worker? You can also have an argument where I don't know, it just, there's a lot of issues that you can run into with this. And it's very important for a human resource executive to really sit down and like avoid being unethical. And a lot of arguments is where if you go by seniority or even performance, it can cause favoritism and like issue with favoritism. So you really have to make sure that you avoid favoritism at all costs. Yeah. And what do I think most managers would do? So I did run into this situation before at my first job where we had to lay off somebody, and they posted a letter on above our schedule, and they said that they will be looking at each of us, and they chose the performance strategy of laying off somebody. And I have seen this a lot of times where managers would pick the performance side rather than seniority, because sometimes seniority does not prove that you're a good worker just because you've been there longer. And then the next question is, what would I do? So if I was a manager in this situation, I would go towards the performance side of things, but I wouldn't necessarily look at who has the most current training and job skills. I mean, there's going to probably be people that's been there for so long that's a very great worker, and I'll keep them there too. It's really just based on how you are as a worker. So yeah. And how do you keep from minimizing lawsuits? So I would really work on this of minimizing lawsuits. I would make sure that everyone is being treated fairly and like giving them reason as to why they are being laid off, and just making sure that it gives them the opportunity to grow as a person and to not go one side of things. Don't mainly lay off women, don't mainly lay off a different race, or even mainly lay off men and keep mostly women. I want to keep it like a equal amount of people, to keep that diversity in my work place and everything. So um, and then if I was a woman, well, I am a woman, and in this situation, I and if I was a woman to be laid off in this situation, um, I will probably be very upset at first. Um, if it came to a point where I felt like it was not being fair, then I would probably start up something about it. But um, I know women did not have it easy ever in the workplace. Some places they still don't have it easy, and I feel like they do get laid off a lot more than men. But I will feel very upset if this was me in this situation. Um, so yeah, but basically, what I would do is I'll make sure that everything's equally and fair to everyone, and also keeping that diversity in the workplace. That's very important and to avoid lawsuits and everything. So yeah, that's basically it. Um, and I look forward to hearing what you come up with this assignment. And thank you for listening.